Okay, so expropriation bill has been signed. Trump has reacted. The media has reacted to that, and so has the ANC government. I know I've been speaking a lot about expropriation and the expropriation bill in recent videos, but I feel that's very important, and there's some things that need to be brought to light. I probably will be having a podcast soon with some legal experts to discuss more about expropriation and what exactly, get into the details basically of what exactly are the problems with that bill. But in the meantime, I thought I would make a video on basically where are we now that everything's happened, now that the bill's been signed, who's fighting, who's not fighting. Let's get into that.
My wife she get here.
Did I hear that correctly? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Newsflash. I'm your host, Joe Emilio. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so obviously we thought the first line of defense was the DA. Now, it is true that DA is heading to court over the Expropriation Act, but it seems that the ANC isn't really worried about that at all. Umbalula said the ANC is not going to change, but will continue its transformation agenda. In other words, transforming into communism.
Sons of bitches.
And I've tried to look, trust me, I've done some research as much as I can to see where the DA is. I mean, have they filed papers yet? Are they still going to file papers? Are they in the process of that? Do they have a date yet at the Constitutional Court? No updates yet from what I can see, but please, by the time this video is released, if there is, leave a link in the comment. I'll check it out. I'd like to do a follow-up story on this and keep an eye on the DA, of course. But I've got to admit, I don't have much hope in the DA. And I agree with Martin van Staden in his recent opinion piece. DA's acceptance of Expropriation Act, a betrayal of liberalism. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole article, so I just want to talk about these paragraphs here because I think Martin's making an excellent point. He says, and yet the DA, among the regime's usually cheerleaders in the media and academia, felt compelled to condemn Trump for speaking the truth rather than condemning Parliament and President Cyril Ramaphosa for adopting the kinds of policies that have turned relatively prosperous societies such as Zimbabwe and Venezuela into humanitarian disasters and basket cases. The sequencing requirement, quote unquote, deficiencies of the act are the most the DA could muster in opposition to the death cult legislation. Beautifully said here. Instead, it's amazing how the DA, instead of condemning the ANC and the horrible policies, decided to just ride that bandwagon against Trump. That the DA naively believes the public interest, safeguards in the act, or the judiciary, are sufficient guarantees against arbitrariness and abuse is preposterous for a party that has spent 3 decades laser-focused on how the SA government abuses public interest powers. Exactly. Every time some official or minister is implicated for corruption, that official has acted in terms of an act of parliament that requires him or her to act in the public interest. The public interest criterion is a throat-clearing exercise. It is not real. Yeah, and the fact that the DA is relying so heavily on the law or justice system is beyond me. I mean, look at what happened with the Zondo Commission. The DA are responsible for the Zondo Commission, and look at how many people, how many ministers have gone to jail for corruption. I think 1 or 2. I don't even think they saw the inside of a jail cell, to be honest. They were just convicted. Nothing's happened, is the point I'm trying to make of the Zondo Commission. Nothing. Listen, I know I'm bashing the DA a lot these days. I'm just very disappointed, very angry with them. They were supposed to be the last line of defense. That's how they marketed themselves to us during the elections, right? Rescue South Africa. That's what they said. Vote for us and we'll rescue South Africa. But they're doing a very bad job at rescuing South Africa. But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. The ball is now in the DA's court. We'll see what happens eventually if they take this legislation to court, what will come of it. But I have more faith in civic society, and I'm very happy to report that there are some civic society groups and organizations that are going to fight against the expropriation bill, and it has already begun. Free Market Foundation. The Unconstitutional Expropriation Act is a serious threat to property rights and South Africa's economy. FMF CEO David Ansara has reaffirmed the FMF's commitment to oppose this dangerous legislation following a crucial roundtable with key civil society organizations and independent analysts. The act could set back our economy by decades, and if not revised or repealed, the FMF is ready to take legal action. That's right, and a video was released. I'm going to show you guys a short clip of that right now.
The Free Market Foundation has reaffirmed its commitment to oppose the unconstitutional Expropriation Act, citing the legal, political, and social responses necessary to prevent the confiscation of property without due compensation. This follows after the FMF convened a crisis roundtable at our Johannesburg offices on Tuesday, the 4th of February, with various other prominent civil society organizations, including AfriForum, the Afrikaner Bond, the Institute of Race Relations, the Transvaal Agricultural Union, Sakelige, NIASA, as well as independent analyst Pumlani Majosi and prominent advocate Mark Oppenheimer. The Expropriation Act represents an existential threat to the whole of the South African economy if it is not substantially revised or ideally repealed and replaced to remedy the inherent procedural and constitutional deficiencies which make up a significant portion of the Act. Should the government fail to address the shortcomings of this pernicious legislation, the FMF will approach the courts to halt the commencement and the implementation of the Act. If you would like to contribute to protecting private property rights in South Africa, please do donate to the Free Market Foundation. Any donations received between now and the end of February 2025 will be matched by an anonymous donor by 50%. So this is a unique opportunity to protect our hard-won freedoms in South Africa.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and I've left a link in the description. If you guys want to go and support Free Market Foundation, please go do so. You can find all the details on that link in the description below. So I strongly urge everyone to please support Free Market Foundation, and it's great to see that all these organizations are coming together to do something about the expropriation bill. So this is where I'm going to leave it, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are. Civil society will fight against the expropriation bill, and I'll keep a close eye on any further developments, whether it be from the DA or these civil society groups, and keep you guys updated with what happens next. I think a lot of organizations are gearing up for a big legal battle. This expropriation bill needs to be stopped, and it's good to see some people are getting ready for a fight. But let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. And while you're there, leave a like on this video, share it far and wide, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got more content coming your way, and with that being said, thanks for watching. Your newsflash is in.